Welcome back to the RealLifeLore Geo channel, everybody. Today, we're going to learn a little bit about South America and its weird geography. So the video in question that we're going to be watching is RealLifeLore's Why South America's Geography is Way Weirder Than You Think. And it's true, the geography of South America is rather unique. It's rather special. And yeah, this is just a great channel. Lots of fantastic videos. And South America, in particular Brazil, has always been a pretty big fascination for me. If you go and look on the channel, I have done several Brazil geoguessing videos. Actually, the whole channel is, centered around geoguessing, not necessarily, these reaction videos that I've been doing as of late. Everything has been, kind of centered on geoguessing. India, Brazil, Japan, the world, the USA, and yeah, I do want to try to learn a little bit more about geography. So, without further ado, let's learn about the weirdness going on down in South America.
This video is made possible by CuriosityStream. When you sign up for an annual subscription, you'll also get access to Nebula, my own streaming site, co-founded with dozens of other educational creators.
Wait, his own streaming site? Is he an owner of Nebula? I didn't realize that.
The geography of South America is pretty strange. It's home to 14 countries, including the very famous South American countries of the Netherlands and France. But wait, hang on, those countries are in Europe. Alas, that might largely be true, but do tell me, which country does France share her longest border with?
It's Brazil.
You probably want to say something like Germany or Belgium.
It's Brazil. It's Brazil. I knew this one.
Or perhaps even Spain. But if you measure them all up, the answer that you're going to end up getting is delightfully Brazil. You see, there's a chunk of France in South America that's marked on maps as French Guyana, but it's not an independent country. It's literally 100% fully a part of France and the European Union, the same way that Alaska is part of the United States. So because of this goofy little geographic quirk, the largest national park in the European Union is actually not located anywhere in Europe, but in South America, inside of French Guyana. The Guyana Amazonian Park.
Wait, that's huge.
Is Suriname. And despite Suriname and Brazil sharing a fairly long border between them, there isn't a single road that connects them together. Meaning that right now, the only way for you to drive from Brazil into Suriname or vice versa is to either drive through Guyana first or France. And
wait, really? Why is there no road there? I mean, I'm assuming the Amazon rainforest is so vast and unnavigable, but still, that's wild.
And speaking of Brazil, it's important for me to show you exactly how huge a country Brazil actually is. This is the northernmost point of Brazil, and this down here is the southernmost point of Brazil. How many other countries do you think the northernmost point is closer to than it is to the southernmost point? Obviously places like Venezuela, Guyana, and the now not so unexpected France.
10.
But if you measure all of the distances out in straight great circle lines, you'll find that the northernmost point is closer to Colombia, Argentina, Ecuador, Mexico, and even the United States than it is to Brazil's southernmost point. But it can't
all the
be
Caribbean
closer
islands.
to Canada too. Can it? Well,
what?
If you measure it out again, you'll actually see that, yep, most unexpectedly, Brazil's northernmost point is even closer to Canada too than it is to Brazil's southernmost point.
What? What? That's crazy.
Brazil's northernmost point is in fact closer to every single other country in the Americas than it is to Brazil's southernmost point. A fact that defies most appeals to common sense. But even more shocking than that is this. What geographic location do you believe is closer to Brazil? Miami or Africa?
It's Africa.
Starting again at the same northernmost point of Brazil, the straight shot distance over to Miami is 2,898 kilometers as the crow flies. But Brazil's easternmost point over here is only 2,883 kilometers away from Sierra Leone across the mid-Atlantic, which means that Brazil is located a very narrow 15 kilometers closer to Africa Africa than it is to Miami, meaning that you
Crazy.
can factually say that Miami is further away from Brazil than Africa. The biggest reason for why this may come as a surprise to you is because most of us in the Northern Hemisphere have a weird misunderstanding of where exactly South America is located geographically. We all know that South America is, of course, south of North America, but it
Oh, it's probably people think that it's like directly south, but it's actually in fact south and east. And they actually have a whole time zone ahead of us.
it's easy to forget
I
or
I say us, but here in the U.S. they have an additional time zone
simply not know
compared to the
that
U.S.
South America isn't directly south of North America. If you're in the United States and look south and you draw a straight line down from your gaze, it's unlikely that that line will ever actually hit South America. This is because
Wow.
if you start in Jacksonville, Florida, and draw a line straight down across the globe, you'll discover that the entire South American continent lies just to the east of this line. South America is so far
Wow.
east that the entire continent is significantly east of Detroit, and therefore most of the United States. South America is much further.
I guess I never really imagined that before. I guess like on a globe, well, I'm trying to think of like imagine what a globe would look like with I don't know. Wow.
East than most of us believe it to be in our heads, and because of that, there's some other interesting geographic implications. Despite not being strictly located in South America, the Panama Canal is close enough to warrant some mention here. The canal enables ships to travel between the western Pacific Ocean and the eastern Atlantic Ocean quickly without having to sail all the way around South America. But if you zoom in closer to the canal itself, you discover that ships travel through it in a rather unexpected direction. If you're starting in the eastern Atlantic Ocean and you're going across the canal to the western Pacific Ocean, you actually begin in the north and generally travel southeast to reach the Pacific. To further complicate your confusion, the Atlantic side of the canal is actually further to the west than the Pacific side is, which means that to travel from the Atlantic to the Pacific, you actually end up traveling east. South America is so far southeast that it's actually on the exact opposite side of the world from Asia. If you began anywhere in South America and dug a hole straight down to the other side, here is a map showing you where you'd end up popping out at. If you began in Argentina or Chile, you'd end up somewhere in Siberia, Mongolia, or China. Paraguay would get you into Taiwan, Peru would cause you to wind up in Vietnam, Cambodia, or Malaysia, Brazil would get you into the Philippines or Indonesia, while Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guyana would all end up putting you across the various islands of Indonesia. So yeah, South America's geography is probably a little weirder than you might have thought it was. Now, if you've made it this far in watching, then you probably love Real Life Lore.
Oh no, is it over?
That you've probably already heard all about Curiosity Stream, the documentary streaming service that has thousands of videos on geography,
I like to let the ads play,
and tons of other things. But thanks to Curiosity Stream, when you sign up for them, you'll also get access to Nebula, a streaming service made by educational creators like me, where we can publish our original, thoughtful content without fear of getting demonetized or buried by YouTube's dreaded algorithm. By signing up for Curiosity Stream and Nebula, you are directly empowering me and dozens of other educational creators you probably know. I'm
gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him talk a little bit.
Not ever get the chance to make otherwise.
Oh wow!
Like all of my own.
He doesn't really have anything in his description here. I like to let the ads play if I'm reacting to a video. It's just only fair, right? I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. I guess you'd have to go to his more in-depth videos to get more. That makes sense, right? To get more, you have to see the bigger videos
that go up at least 24 hours early before they ever do on YouTube, and all without any ads or sponsorships. And exclusive content like Money, a game show hosted by Tom Scott.
We're going to look at the comments here in a second.
Psychological experiments that test their willingness to work together. Best of all, though, Curiosity Stream is offering Nebula subscribers 26% off.
I've never done Nebula. I have had a Curiosity Stream subscription before, back when it was like $20 a year. And I got that, and I would just randomly throw on like random documentaries. But I've never had Nebula before.
Just for you.
Also, I think Curiosity Stream's price has increased since then.
In other words, that's 2 fantastic streaming services for less than $15 a
It
year.
is
So go
not
ahead and
that
sign
cheap
up using the
anymore.
link in the description or by going to curiositystream.com/realliflore, watch cool content, and support creators by watching stuff we've made just for you. Everyone wins, and as always, thank you for watching.
All right, yeah, it is not that cheap anymore, but I do recommend Curiosity Stream. It's pretty cool. I want to read some comments, and this video is 3 years old, so I'm going to check out the new comments first. You're going to Brazil. Brazil. What about Uruguay? It is located exactly below Brazil's most southern point. Me and my shadow are grateful. I live in South America. I'm Guyanan. Why do Americans love the word goofy? Because of Goofy, the from Disney, I guess. Why do British people love the word in it? What? Okay, new comments are not where it's at. The new comments are not very pog. Let's look by best. Which continent do you live in? South America. Cool. Brazil? Nah, France. What? Brazil. I'm so big, I'm closer to you than myself. South America's geography is weirder than you think. Me as a South American, is it? It was mostly Brazilian geography is really what he was talking about through most of the video, but that's okay. South America is so big you can fit Ecuador, Venezuela, Colombia, Chile, Peru, Bolivia, Argentina, and Brazil, and we still have some room left over for France. When he says Canada 2, it sounds like Canada had a sequel. Canada 2. Okay, well, yeah, that's what you know what? Interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff, but of course, you'll probably have to get into it to see some of his more interesting things, you know? He's got a lot of cool things in here. Like I actually have watched a lot of these videos, I guess without reacting to them, but maybe I should watch a couple of them. He goes over so many uh, uh, countries and geopolitical stuff, all sorts of stuff. America's most valuable state. I don't think I've seen this one. I might have to watch this one. Why everybody lives in red? Why 99.7% of Mongolia is completely empty? Oh, they all live in uh Ubank or whatever. What is it called? It starts with a U. I don't remember off the top of my head, and my eyes are too bad to look up at the map and see it. So, anyways, guys, that was real life lore. Real life lore. I haven't seen this one. His most recent video, the 12 new countries that might exist soon. Interesting. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, let me know down below. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. If you want to check out the real life lore video that we saw, the link will be in the description below. So make sure to go check his channel out as well, of course. And with that being said, thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.